Parents for Transparency presents another edition of Exposing the Truth. Exposing the Truth is based on John 3:19 through 21. Today we're going to shine the light on Somerset County's Pandora's Box. Once it's open, it can never be shut. This is what we call a memory flush. Please clear your mind and focus on this video.
Parables are short fictional stories that illustrate a moral attitude. It can be used as a comparison to help others to see what is true. Let's call this parable the parable of the doctors and the patient. One day a man is doing chores around the house, and he drops a hammer on his toe. In agonizing pain, he decides to get it checked out at the doctor's office. So, he goes in and asks the secretary if a doctor could see him, and she says there are important meetings today, but she can find him a slot in a few minutes. So, she puts him in a room, and he waits for quite a while. After a while, the nurse practitioner walks in and examines the patient. Meanwhile, the 5 partners of the doctor's office are hearing groans from the broken toe, and decide to come in and observe. After they arrive, the patient starts complaining about chest pains, shortness of breath, dizziness, and severe pain traveling down his left arm. When he comments about these symptoms to the nurse practitioner, the nurse states that he came here for his toe, not these other issues. The other 5 doctors witness this conversation, and agree that the patient is only there concerning his toe. Should the nurse practitioner and doctors be more concerned about signs of a heart problem or the big toe? After the patient leaves, his toe slowly begins to heal. However, he still experiences episodes of heart attack symptoms. The patient decides to write a letter to the nurse practitioner and the 5 doctors involved at the office. His primary concern is now the potential heart issues, and not his toe. His letter contains questions regarding how he should treat his heart condition. The nurse practitioner responds that these questions will be answered at a final checkup for his toe. Communication occurs between the nurse practitioner, doctors, and patient. The patient's major concern is his heart. When the final appointment is set, the patient is excited to finally receive the answers to his many questions regarding his heart issues. The firm of 5 doctors decide to bring in a specialist that deals with these issues. The specialist determines that this appointment is only concerning the patient's toes, and not any other problems regarding the heart. The specialist states that he can pursue other concerns at a different time, but this appointment will only deal with his toe. The patient comes back in a week. The patient's toe is now completely healed, so the patient changes the subject back to his heart. However, the nurse practitioner and doctors all state that the heart condition was already addressed at the final appointment with the specialist. So the patient goes home and experiences worsening symptoms. He eventually dies since he has not been treated for these ongoing issues.
Would you or your family attend this doctor's office? Should the public be made aware of these issues so it doesn't happen to someone else? Would there be a case for malpractice and misconduct? If you exchange the toe for my son's 9th grade English curriculum and the heart symptoms exchanged for policy violations and misconduct, this is a clear picture of the misconduct happening in Somerset County Public Schools.
My son is halfway through the 11th grade. He finished the English 9 course a year and a half ago. My concerns now, is the Somerset Board of Education still covering up the policy violations? Are we now going to address the heart attacks, or is the Board of Ed trying to put a lid on the stinky pot?
Let's start by taking the lid off the stinky pot. So first, let's identify the heart attack. This is my October 20th, 2020 complaint letter. You will see the heart attack in yellow. After meeting with the superintendent and discussing each book in detail with all of our concerns, it was decided by the Board of Education and the Board of Education's attorney to follow the process in Somerset County Public Schools Policy 519 concerning curriculum. I have read the policy and have determined that Somerset County Public Schools has violated its own policy. Under Section 3 regarding policies, selection is a cooperative process involving the media specialists, the teaching staff, administrators, parents, and students. I ask you, if the Board of Education doesn't oversee the curriculum, and the parents and the students are not involved in the curriculum selection process, then who provides the checks and balances of our curriculum process? The Board of Education needs to suspend all books until further review, until each parent, student, and citizen has a chance to read them and deem their appropriateness. I followed the step-by-step process that the superintendent already put in place. Now, this is what the superintendent said on October 1st, 2020. After reviewing the curriculum policy, I'm going to follow the process in Somerset County Public Schools Policy 519. The policy attached lays out the process we will follow. And under number 3, the process, it says, although extreme care is taken in the selection of materials, there may be, on occasions, some objection to certain selections that have been made. If this happens, the following procedure will be followed. The superintendent concluded his letter by stating, since you have already met with Mr. Bevilacqua at Crisfield Academy High School, we can proceed to 3B, which requires the completion of the citizen's request for reconsideration of material. If you would complete the forms attached and email or return to me, we can proceed to review of the material. Let's go to 3B and see what it says. If the concerns are not resolved at the first conference, the individuals can register his or her specific concerns in writing on the form provided by the Somerset County Public Schools, the citizen's request for reconsideration of material, and submit it to the school principal. See administrative procedures. This is the citizens for request form. And as you can see, I filled out the front and the back. There were a couple questions on the form that piqued my curiosity, and it let me know that I was on the right track. But first, I'd like to apologize. The form is a little bit dated because it's a couple years old, and I apologize for the condition of it. Number 3, this was one of the questions. What do you understand to be the general purpose for using this material? The Board of Ed would only approve this much of the video. My wife proposed to the Board of Education to play the additional 6 minutes, and she was declined. You see, I play by the rules. I wish they play by the rules.
Wow, the Board of Education are the doctors in the parable. They want you to forget about the heart attack.
Have I then become your enemy by telling you the truth?